What's going on, guys? Welcome to the live stream tonight where we're talking all CNFTs on CNFT Tuesday. Big ups to the chat who are already waiting in here. G3, Mike Thomas, Neo, Curly Knox, the Warden's up in here also, as well in the chat. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a big night. We got some giveaways. We got old money, community members in here. It's gonna be a good night. I'm excited about that. This is our like a pre-stream before CNFTcon where me and the Warden, actually and some of our friends, Freedom 35, a whole bunch of people, the guests that have been on these streams will be there, and we'll be pushing out a lot of videos and a lot of updates on there. What's going on, Crypto Crypto Night, Nat? What's going on, J Hub and Ernan? Good to see you guys. But of course, I need to bring on the guests as soon as possible. And so let's start off with one of them here. This man thinks on another dimension. He's not to be played with like a hyper extension. He uses his logic to break down a project. He breaks it down like used cars suspension. He's the one, the only, the Crypto Warden. What's going on, brother?
Cowboy Nation, we're back. You guys know it's the best day of the week for a reason. You guys know it's also CNFTcon week. I know Aaron and I are super excited to be there. I'm repping the nice little money hoodie tonight with some of our guests that we have on. So I'm super excited. It's another CNFT Tuesday. Let's go, baby.
That's good to have you. And I can't wait to jump on a plane here from Florida into Las Vegas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got Chronic coming in here. We've got the Bandit coming in here. I think they still got to figure out some technical problems. So let's bring on the guest of the hour here. I'd like to bring him on properly as we always do. Here we go. This man is on point like a dot. He uses old money for the things that he bought. He's the realest MFer. He flies high like a zephyr. He goes over your head like a bald spot. He's the one, the only Ken Adams. Welcome to the show, bro.
That is wonderful. I couldn't even have made that up myself. I love it. Thank
you. It's a good thing that you're here. We're glad to have you. Are you going to CNFTcon?
Absolutely. Next couple nights. Thursday night, I'm on my way out, and I will be there. I have a booth and everything, so I'll be easy to find.
Good deal. Sure. Yeah, we're excited to go and check out everything. Check out old money. I'd like to maybe get into like some of your history here. If some of us don't know who you are, Ken, give us a brief origin story of who you are and you know, like how you came into CNFTs.
I can do that. So basically, I've changed my entire life in the last 2 years. If you guys remember the silver squeeze with the markets and everything that happened with GameStop, it moved into silver squeeze. That pulled my head out of the sand, if you will. I went from understanding like I'm a contrarian human, let alone a contrarian investor. I make sure I spread across a lot of different areas of investments and maintaining where and what I'm doing. I actually knew about DigiGold just like 10 years ago, but it was way, way above my head. So I just kind of put it back on the shelf, went back to ensuring that I knew how to be the best firefighter that I was and living life. And then when everything changed in the world and the flu spread around the world and everyone did their thing, we had to change our operations in the fire service. And so we started doing videos to record our training to pass it out. And I started getting those skills and understanding what happened there. But yeah, after silver squeeze happened, I realized that that DigiGold and Bitcoin from the days of yore had grown up and it was actually mature and it was like user friendly. I'm not a tech guy. I'm a user interface. You know, that's where I learned what GUI interface was. I'm like, I don't even know all this stuff. So I spent a good bit of time very early in 2021 learning about blockchain technology because I like the idea of decentralization. I like the idea of sovereignty. I love the idea of being able to figure my own piece of the world out. But I was really focused on the only option after the dollar collapses, because that, to me, is going to happen. The USD is not going to be the Federal Reserve currency forever or the world reserve currency. So you have to be ready for the next thing. And guys, I really do believe that cryptocurrency as a layer underneath blockchain technology is the parallel system that we can integrate and move into. Now, I'm a 40-year-old guy. I have kids. I don't want to just like move on in life and retire and say, okay, everything's going to be cool and good luck, kids. I'm in a position where financially sound enough and mentally enough where I can say, you know what, I'm going to help build this for my kids, not just give them the opportunity. So I spent a lot of time meeting up with SPOs. I spent a good bit of time in Project Catalyst, learning networking and figuring out who people were last year. And all the while, CNFTs, NFTs in general. I like Cardano NFTs is a thing. NFTs is a bigger thing. That's everywhere. And I know that there's utility everywhere, but in all of my learning about blockchain, it seemed to me that Cardano was the place to learn, because if I wanted to learn one thing, I would learn Bitcoin. If I want to learn the old thing, and in my opinion, what's not working right now is Ethereum. And back then, you could mint something for $20, but and all of that old drama. So I stayed away from it, and I learned about blockchain on Cardano, and I started meeting people building, developers, and all of that. And I'm talking like Armada Alliance is a good example. That's a team of people that runs stake pools on Raspberry Pis. Like, you totally omit the energy or the whole energy consumption thing. I actually have a video out about how to run a node, how to build a Cardano node on a Raspberry Pi. And I'm a fire guy. I'm not a tech guy, but you work through it, you learn how to do it. So I spent a good bit of time learning and doing all that. But you asked about the NFT side, and that's, to me, the utility of the NFTs. People ask when. It's already happening. Like, the fact that Cardano is running for the last 18 months is because of the NFT ecosystem. We're driving forward every single transaction. Not every single, right? The large majority of transactions are on this. So we're seeing utility built on utility, but we still need new people. Right? People are kind of bouncing out with this bear market. I call it a build market. This is our chance to grow. And that's where we're at with it right now. So I'll tend to ramble. You can just say.
Yeah, it's all good. So let me summarize here. Yeah, you were a contrarian investor. Let me pin that first. I want to know what that means.
Okay.
Firefighter. So thank you for everything you're doing. And then you go into these investments, and then thank you for helping out the channel with using the flu here. And so you go into that. Things have to reshape. You're starting to look to in Bitcoin, and then you don't think that dollar is going to be the world's reserve currency. You're in good company here. And then we're going to go into Cardano, and then that's looking through Cardano. You learned about blockchain and building with the other developers. I like it all. The logic is very similar to like my thought process through everything. Before we continue, I have to bring on the other guests. And then we'll get back to some of that. And I want to talk about old money, of course. So there's a lot to cover here today. Big ups to Shabazz, Curly Knox, Crypto. You guys are on here. Bobby, Flat Dark Earth. Flat Dark Earth. What a name.
FTE. Oh, if you don't know that man yet, you will.
I don't know, but it's glad to meet you. JR Suber, good to meet you guys. I'm sure Ken brought you here, and I'm glad to have you. But we have to bring on our other guests on the channel. This man has seen a bearish inflection. He runs with crypto in every direction. If things are on fire, he simply acquires, sits back and admires his selection. It's the one, the only, the crypto bandit, Seron. What's going on?
What is up, y'all boys? I'm not a fire guy. I'm just a bandit guy. And I'm here with y'all tonight, baby. What is up, Ken, Ethan, Aaron? We are here. These guys are abandoning me for CNFTcon, but I will keep y'all company during the week. I promise.
It's good to have you, Sir Nino. Good to have you. I know Bandit and I have a lot of similar takes, and Ethan might have more takes towards Cardano, but it works as far as good discussion. But we have one more guest to bring on here, and of course we have.
You got to get a Nightbot. That thing was fire last night.
A Nightbot is good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to work that. They told me to use it. I don't know how to use that thing. Here we go. This man is the king of the apes. You thought he was regal, flying high with his name like a bald eagle. He's over delivering. I forgot the line here further, but his knowledge of NFTs is criminal. You thought it was illegal. He's the one, the only, Chronic from Daily Chronicles. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, fam? I appreciate y'all having me back. Seron, Aaron, Ethan, Ken. Pleasure, man. My bad, I'm late as well. I tried to sign on to the channel and I get locked out every time. So thank you for sending me just the stream. So
Oh yeah, bro. No
yeah,
problem.
man.
No
Good to
problem.
be
Chronic,
back.
glad to
Let's
have
go,
you here.
man.
Glad to
Appreciate
see. I'm excited to see you live. So I see everybody live. I mean, it's really exciting. Okay, so back to Ken. Ken, you said you're a contrarian investor. What exactly does that mean? Because I think if we're investing in Cardano NFTs, I would assume that contrarian investor probably applies to every single one of us. So what do you mean by that?
So it's the opposite of a traditional investment. We all grew up knowing that 401k was the way. We all grew up knowing that having a traditional, like if you can get money, even if you get $100, throw it in the stock market, do that, throw money in the bank. I mean, that'll get you 0.05% interest and you're earning money, right? Those are the investment tools of the past. And that's what they continue to drive forward because that is what the primary investment companies need you to do. It's no different than like going to college. Like, we need you to do this. We need you to do that. No, you don't. You can succeed without doing the traditional thing. So looking at a contrarian investment point of view, that might mean something as simple as buying an extra box of Wheaties when you're at the store. Like, hey, I don't need to buy this. I can just get it next week. No, buy yourself 2, buy yourself 4. So, putting food on the shelf, starting a garden with a purpose, eating food that you can reproduce, that you can continue to eat. That's an investment. That's something that you put in. That's, you're always investing in knowledge and not just being told what to do. You figure out why you're doing what you're doing and you do that. If you are successful enough that you have excess cash flow, you got to figure out what to do with that. You can either make it do something for you. Like if we want to do real estate, maybe depending on what market, where you're at, but it all revolves around education and learning about what you're doing. You don't just do what you're told to do. Buy yourself some literally physical gold and silver.
Some bullions on the table
ETFs,
here.
man. Just that is, if it's cash in hand, if it's what you have, that's what you need to kind of look at. And that, to me, guys, that's what being a contrarian investor is being comfortable with your own investments and having total control of your own life. Sovereignty.
Yeah, I really like that. I appreciate the sovereignty aspect of it for sure. And doing your own research if you're going to be investing in something that is not like the stocks or that 0.5 whatever return on investment, like we're all doing.
Solid.
We're all doing it right now. We have to up our research game for sure. Now, let's talk CNFTs here, and then we'll get to our first game. We're going to talk old money first, right off the bat. Old money's got a booth at CNFTcon. It's one of the places where I'm definitely going to go. We've already reserved our tickets, or what was that? The after party. So that looks exciting there, and the process was very smooth. Chronic, what's your take on old money? And then I'm going to go to Ken. Ken obviously loves old money.
Appreciate that.
I love old money.
Ethan,
I actually minted a $2 bill for 88. Unfortunately, I only minted one, and I did trade it for like a very rare good Charlotte Clay when it was like I had like a bullet head. I had a nice one, like the bazooka head one with a Joker face.
Okay.
So I traded to a OG in there. Joe Mama loves NFTs, so he, good, a great holder. So hell yeah, he block our OG as well. So, anyways, I love old money. I never got into Discord until I tried to make the trade, and Dilly was like, "Yo, whatever." So I still hold some inflation times, like with the pill on it with the cross. I still hold that. Again, it's deep, it's my stuff, but again, I could never get invited to the Discord. I never did. So I'm one of them dudes that like to go deep. And I only had one of something, and I like to be, I just cashed out. So you can't be mad at like a 88 to 2500 ADA flip. So I can't be mad at that,
No way.
But I really like the project. Now I'm learning more. Like you said, they giving utility as the after party or the party on Sunday. On Fremont Street. That's gonna be fire. It's gonna be lit. So when I traded them, the floor was like 11 or 10. So far change, I actually maybe time the top. But I think they got so much with this, and like Dilly said last night, we were all on the show. It's endless. So Ken can tell you more about it than me, right? Yeah. But I really like old money. I believe I believe in what they're doing, and I like the team. I love the community. It's a lot of the same people and apes. It's a certain type of mindset investor, and I dig it. I just need to get more involved.
Yeah. Ethan, what's your take on old money?
I mean, I totally agree with Chronic. I mean, I'm a big fan of the project. I definitely need to get more involved. Actually, this morning I was going through the office while we were all at work, and I was looking through these $0.2 bills, and I was like 2 seconds away from buying one, but I didn't have enough ADA at the moment, and so now someone else has sniped it. So I got to go back, do some more research, and just figure out which one I'm going to buy. But I'm definitely looking to get in the project, and I'm a big fan of it and the people around.
Good deal. Seron, what's your take on old money? But what's your take? I know you don't like investing right now.
I ain't buying nothing, and I got my receipts this time, baby. Yo, don't let me share my screen. I got site traffic data. I got all of it. I got.
Tommy's not here to fight, so
I don't give. I'm fighting Chronic. I'm fighting Ken. Here, hold on, Ken, real fast though. I do believe that crypto is the future. Let me clear that up.
Okay.
All right.
But I don't believe that CNFTs is the answer. There it is.
Okay. We're gonna get
the answer. Let's hear that.
Yeah.
What's the answer?
I think this is good. I think let me bridge it like this. When I first got into CNFTs, it was very difficult for me to connect with the art. Like I would hear the art like that as that like a point of.
I want to interrupt him real fast. This man bought an NFT the other day because it had a cowboy hat.
Okay.
It's true.
That's gone.
It's true.
Okay, stop. Okay, fine. When I first started, I could not connect with the art. Okay, just could not. Recently, I did buy a thing because it had a cowboy hat. Now that's the only thing I'm going to buy now is cowboy hats. But the first project that I really connected with the art and it like spoke to me was old money. And the reason why is because, like I said, Seron and I come from this background where we are looking at the value of the dollar bill and how it's this currency that's this. I don't know if anyone's heard this, but you could do your own research. It's called the dollar milkshake theory. And it's where it's sucking all the value and all the liquidity out of the world, of the global economy. And it's complicated. I'm not going to get into it right now, but essentially you're seeing it right now. These other currencies are crashing because of what the Fed is doing or chooses to do or not do. Okay. And so when old money says this is a premature monument to fiat currency or paper currency or I forget the exact term, I was like, oh bro, it's making fun of fiat currency, fiat paper currency, and like that hit me. I was like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. So eventually I was going to get in there. The only bill that's for sale with a cowboy hat is like 6,000 ADA. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get there. Okay. So I'm just going to buy in.
Okay, good. You do know about him. I was looking him up. I was about to just flash one at you.
Yeah, I know about him. I looked it up. And so I can't get there quite yet. But I do have a bill. I do plan on buying more because I do actually resound with that message of the art. Is like, guys, anyone who's in here, I'll bang this drum till it happens. But this is all fake. The money that we use, it's all fiat. Means declared. It means it's just someone just says it's valuable because it's valuable. That's really what it means. It really happens like that. So if we want to get into fractional reserve banking, if we want to get into how the Fed prints money, we could get into all that. But essentially, old money sees the end game, and it's just gonna all crumble anyway. Obviously, Ken is there, and that's what really gripped me for that. So I guess we could get into old money, but we're already here. Ken, could you give us our take on what Seron just said here about, it's not the time to invest. CNFTs aren't the future. And let's just get right into it. Like, what do you think about what Seron just had to blurt out and say?
I agree with him 100%. And here's why. If you are talking from the point of view that every single investment dollar you have is in NFTs, absolutely. That's the worst idea possible. But if you are into crypto and you take a portion of your crypto investment into Cardano and you take a portion of that into CNFTs, it's a way to leverage your thing. Now, you can't just blindly throw cash at anything, right? You have to you have to research, you have to look at it, and you have to say, you know what? I like this project, I like that project, but why do you like that? So you just talked about the art, right, Aaron? You said I like the art, and it sounds like you like the content, right? If there, I know some people that will buy anything that has a chef hat on it, Tilly. And I know, look at you guys, and you're like, hey, I like the Cowboys, and any project that has a cowboy hat associated. Hey, note to anybody that's a creator watching this: on your next turn, throw something with a cowboy hat on. You got 2 buyers that are sitting here going, I'll buy anything with the cowboy hat on it. But the content and the community are the big things. You know, I'm looking at the crowd, the people that are making comments here. A year ago, I got into it. I don't know if you know that even that I'm an artist. I have my own booth that is about my paintings. My thing is about utility. All of my oil paintings that I've done in the years past, that's what got me the transition from blockchain heavy, where I was looking at trying to figure out how to do a Raspberry Pi, how do I get involved in the community? And I thought I had to be a tech guy. And I realized finally, like when I started getting way stressed out, because I was still working 80 hours a day, or yeah, there you go, 80 hours a week jobs, like legitimately as a fire chief, as doing all this shit, raising 3 kids, and then trying to figure out how to avoid a financial collapse. I was just stressed out. So I reverted back to what I did when I was a teenager, and I started painting again. I pulled all my paintings together. I started pulling oils out and doing that. And I realized I can use these paintings and make NFTs, because if I want more people to come into the community, we got to teach in real life artists how to do this. Now, I don't call myself the best artist ever. I think I do a fair job at what I do. But for me, I want to see the utility for that. So as an artist myself, I looked at old money when that first flashed up on version 1 of CNFTcon. It was CNFT News. They were doing the host. They were interviewing a project, and he said, you know what? We're working on this new thing called old money. And the first 0.02 bills flashed in the screen. And then he talked about the tribute and the monument to, I'm like, oh my God, this is like, I yelled across the house, and I said to my wife, I said, get over here. You got to see this. Like, that was the first time I was like jacked. I saw this and I was like, I love $2 bills. These 0.2 bills, that content was huge. So I started rapping with the community, and we grew right from the beginning. And everybody that was there from the beginning is still there now. And everybody that's come in, like once you get into that community, you realize we're not just here to buy one of 10,000 or 7,500. We're here to contribute. There are graphic artists, FDE, that's a rap artist who's doing his shit on Cardano. And what he's doing is amazing. He's got some amazing works of music. There's artists that are doing there. There's writers that are putting together stories and tales. There are community leaders. Everybody just kind of melding into this. And I'm leaving so many people out of this by just trying to go through the list in my head. This community is huge. The Ape Society people, those, like, there are some really baller apes that show up, and you know, it's real life artists, collectors who are showing up, and they see the value in the quality. They're dev focused, and they see the development team. They see the artist who's, you know, the background artist behind that with tricks and the things that he's done in his past and who's he's communicated with and done work for. It all melds together. And that's a big reason why we get super excited about just like being a part of Old Money. But what I like about it is we're all contributing. Everyone's doing more things. Yeah. So
yeah, I like what Flat Dark Earther. I gotta meet you in person if you're gonna be at because I love your name. It's so funny. Old Money makes more sense than any other NFT project because it speaks to the entire reason that crypto was created. Literally the most relatable. It has the amazing art and dope evolving story. Yeah, I don't know anything about the story. Honestly, I just love it because of what it says about fiat currency and the art. Yeah, so Ken brought up Ape Society. I want to give Chronic a chance to respond
talking about
to
it. Made me love it. I want to go buy one. It's 700. I'm moving stuff around. I'm about to buy one.
No, it's
no. Don't buy one straight away yet.
I'm gonna bring up Chronic here.
You gotta do some thinking. There's a lot of depth to it.
Sir,
There's a lot to it. Chronic, do you have a response to what Seron said? And he's actually going back on what he's saying because he's buying right now.
No.
I'm
not
it all depends on.
I'm not buying.
Just comes out swinging out the gate says
it depends on entry point.
Right.
I mean, it depends on when you got into something. Entry point is big and everything, right? I mean, I'm not going to tell you right now to go look at the Ape Society floor. Feel good if you minted for 99, Seron, right? Floor apes 33.50, brother. And if you go look at my tweet and staking rewards, we're getting, me and my wife, we're getting over 100 ADA a day, in which it just started. So you calculate that, yeah, and it's proof. I mean, Christy just got level 1. She got 509 ADA in 1 day, and that was level 1 frame. So we upgrade these frames to level 2. I got 466. You can go look at the tweet. So combine that, that's like 1,200 USD a month. Obviously, as the coins come out, I like it, Aaron. Like, but yeah, that's DeFi for you. So it's the same thing as like
the coin? Are you selling the coins for ADA?
I have not, but you can. The coin right now is 0.083.
Are you going to sell them for ADA?
I got 65,000 free, my dude. So like I could sell that right now for what, 5,500 ADA. I didn't sell a thing. I'm upgrading my frames because it's gonna take the. I don't sell. I got a king, my guy. Like, and then also I could sell that for 80,000 ADA.
The same thing I told Tommy with the same thing with the yummy and
all
of that.
And
it's
the wrong project, my
Aaron
guy.
have been there with baby XRP,
yeah,
baby this, all that other stuff. You
saying that to a board ape?
You do the math, and then the math is like, yo, I'm gonna be a $5 billionaire by the end of the year.
Nobody's saying that.
Sell it.
No one's saying that. Man, look, you buying like you know, moon coin and butt coin and all these things. Come on, bro. Like, you're gonna sell everything eventually, right? I'm not saying I'm gonna hold on to every monkey eventually, but guess what? I made a lot of money. I didn't make any. I did use some real life assets. Where I'm staying right now in CNFTcon, I traded an NFT, a cabin, for where we're staying. So real life utility right there in itself. But I could sell Seron every day, brother. You could farm the coins, right? And sell them on MinSwap, and it's 0.083. Yesterday it was 0.067, right? So now it went up. So if you want to be like your coin guy like you are, you and Aaron should be in this project, right? You like launch pads, you should be an IDO pass, right? You know, you talking about all that Binance Smart Chain stuff, like you want launch pads, get into stuff like you need. It's entry point now. They're minting IDO passes for 100 ADA. Go mint one. You're gonna get the launch pads. They're gonna do all the research for you and add drop you the coins. TAL owns like 120 of them. So does Esco. They were both on the show. And that's what Aaron. I want to talk with Brain with you. That's the thing, because I don't know about the DeFi platforms and launch pads. I know enough, but it's all dependent on entry point in the projects. You can't go mint everything, Seron, and then think you're gonna hold to forever, bro. But like, there's certain projects that are gonna win, my dude, and there's certain projects that you are winning on.
I mint and sell.
What I feel you, but you gotta have conviction. How played you feel you sell the ape at 300, now it's 3,300. You gotta have some conviction. Don't hold to 65 like Ken's talking about the 401k. Like, no, cash that stuff out and take the 10% early penalty. Like, learn to do taxes, the LLC S corp setup. Like, do smart things, business structures. Like, don't just sit there and hold the NFT like a snow punk or some crazy thing. No, if it's providing you value, see what it does, and if your family and I can cash out on it eventually in the future or in the present. You just got to do what's best for you, man. But there is opportunities out there, and there are projects that are making people a lot of money and converting it to ADA. That's what you want. You want ADA.
Are you selling your coins or are you holding them?
At the moment, brother, I am trying to upgrade frames to generate more tokens to get more rewards, right? Because every day I'm getting more. So in the beginning, as you guys know, the earlier you are, right, you get more yield. And I'm not even like the DeFi farmer. So right now, before next week, come Monday, you're going to be able to do non-ape NFTs. So if you don't hold an ape, you can put a Kong. You could put your cowboy NFT. You just put your mallet order and then generate. You get half of mine. Exactly. Or Ken's. You could do anything like that. And your real life thing, your picture of you and your family, put that on your cabin wall. Right. And then you're going to do a projector. You're going to earn society. And then you guys can sell it. Right. I don't want to sell it.
They have to be getting that ADA from the royalties. They have to be getting that ADA.
What you mean?
Where's that ADA coming from to mint
what ADA
to give it value?
To return the return.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And the return on MinSwap, they put Ken could probably talk more.
There's a DeFi exchange for that. Like it's like there's a DeFi that's all funded and it's
but there has to be liquidity. Aaron, explain.
They got tons of liquidity. Go look, brother.
Aaron, take over. Aaron, take over.
He's asking about where does Ape Society get their liquidity to pay back the rewards for you guys. So when you stake, you're getting back the rewards, but actually when you I'm not very clear on how staking works on Cardano. But essentially, when you stake in other blockchains, you get a percentage of every transaction that comes out. So you're securing the network when you're staking in other blockchains. I'm not sure how Cardano works, but I assume it's very similar, where you stake these NFTs and then they come back. A portion of every transaction gets sent back to you. Ken, yeah.
I can do I could share a video that I did. I did it with my 10-year-old. If you can explain it to a 10-year-old, you can explain it to an adult too. But in the core essence of Cardano's blockchain, it is proof of stake, and it always has been. So the staking rewards come from the ADA that you have. That is totally separate. All the transactions that happen, you get rewarded. The stake pool operator gets rewarded as every transaction cycles through in every epoch. When we're talking about staking NFTs, that built first because I may mess some of this up, but the very basic version that I understand is that MinSwap is an exchange that is built strictly on tokens that are ADA assets only. So you have ADA and then you have tokens outside of that. So $ Society is the token for the Ape Society.
Yeah.
They submitted all their tokens to MinSwap, and they were paired with actual ADA in MinSwap. Yeah. So people stake their ADA, people stake their Society token in that. Now, I don't have enough. If I want to buy another frame, I need to go buy more Society tokens. So I may go to MinSwap, throw out some cash, throw out some ADA to try and get some Society token. And on the other side of that, Chronic may have said, you know what, today's the day that I need to cash some shit out. He puts 1,000 Society into MinSwap. It's my ADA that's buying it through MinSwap. Now that's how he gets his ADA. Then he off-ramps it through Coinbase and he goes to pay his bills. So there's an exchange. It's not Coinbase. It's MinSwap.
That's
an exchange.
They have to be putting liquidity in it too, and it must be coming from those fees. And there's going to come a point where it's not going to be enough, and it's going to crash.
Yeah, so it's
you should come in the Discord. They had a space yesterday and asked like they have it all written out. You can read it if you're interested, rather than say it's gonna crash. You know, it's a 700 million supply. It's deflationary when you buy the coin. You know what I mean? So not saying like 700 million. Nah,
these are like
look, you can say all that. You can say all that you want, bro. Like
every term you're saying to me is the red flag term. Deflation, red flag.
Whatever you want to say, my guy, like it's red flag like you want. The gains are the gains. I can, like you said, my man Jay Crypto, I understand the difference between unrealized and realized gains.
You're upgrading your frame. Yo, you're not getting the girl a house. You pulling the
bro, you upgrade your frame, bro, and you get double the rewards. Like you like yield and double the thing. But I'm making 75 a day. How is that not okay?
Hold on, boys. Let's go one at a time here. Let's go Chronic first.
I'm trying to understand, like if you're making
700 million coins were minted, how?
Let's get Chronic in first.
It's all good. I'm not trying to argue about this. If you stay out the ecosystem, I stay in and see who wins. That's just how we're gonna be, big dog. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
just saying, yeah, it's okay.
So Chronic, let me know. Okay, so what Seron is saying is by crashing, he's saying that the price typically when we go through a cycle where there's a lot of hype, the price of a coin drops dramatically unless there's something to keep that going up. And so, I'm kind of explaining.
Okay, it came out how many months ago? Like way back when? 5 months ago? At 0.035. It rose all the way up to 0.1. It dropped back down to 0.4. It went back up to 0.083. Went to 0.06, and now it's at 0.083. The crash you're talking about did not happen, brother. They got some big brain investors in this, big money. The liquidity is coming from them. Cardano Shield, and I'm not even dropping it. Okay, so every time you buy frames to stake your apes, they're getting ADA. This one cat, Cardano Shield, made 25,000 ADA in one day, my dude. That's 1,700 ADA, 25,000 Society. Okay, 1,700 ADA, and that was at 0.06 something. So now it's more than that in one day. So he recouped one ape. You know, when he purchased, it's just every day that's compounding. So I don't know what to say. Like, you just got to participate and see. Like, they have it all figured out. Matassa is that he wrote the algorithm.
I'm not judging the gains. I love it. I think it's great. I've been there, but I made the mistake that you're saying you're gonna do, and I've like either reinvested that or in your term you're upgrading the frames, and I did not sell. And I found myself on the short end of the stick. That's what I'm telling you. Because the way that they're putting liquidity into the market it's like it's if it's false liquidity, the word, I don't know how to describe. It's almost like a weird Ponzi scheme. Literally, that's really what it is. They're paying the
like the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Everything's a
Like
Ponzi,
if you have $10,000 in cash in your hand, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose at the end. You need to go invest it in
So
something.
like they say deflation.
If you're the last one holding cash,
not deflate that coin fast enough. They're saying like, oh,
I wouldn't go that far and say that without.
They've already burned like 16 million.
Everyone upgrades
one
their
at a time,
frames
boys.
like
One
you
at a
do.
time. One at a time.
Yeah.
When everyone upgrades their frames like you do, and then the payout has to be even more, they're not going to have enough liquidity to keep paying out everyone. It's not going to happen.
All right, you say your point. What I think Seron is saying that these rewards can't last forever is what he's saying.
So I'm saying don't upgrade your frames, freaking sell it and get your ADA and move on.
Let me bring in a question from the chat here. I think it's a fair question. Jay Crypto Minded. Thanks for coming in, Jay. Again, were these 700 million pre-minted? Who holds these coins is what he's asking.
Do you have Discord? Are you in the Ape Society Discord? It has the allocation right there on it. It's everything for you. The team gets 3%, 56% to the rewards, which Seron's talking about over time, right? They have 10%. Like I said, shoot, I don't have it. Like,
I think the difficulty is trying to explain a multi-page white paper, black paper, red paper, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot to look at and to understand it in 4 sentences. It all gets turned into opinions. So
that's fair. That's fair. I think we'll need to pull this up and we'll have to look at it. This is like
send me this white paper. Send me this white paper.
It is a straightforward question, just to be fair from the chat.
Yeah, it's all in there.
He's asking if it's pre-mined.
Again, I'm not part of the team. You know what I mean? Like, and I always admit it's right here. Staking rewards. They get out of the 700 million. Aaron, can I share my screen or can I send this to you?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me see if I could. Yeah, you could share your screen and so you could show me
my screen.
I don't know exactly. And this is a bigger conversation I think we're having as far as because what's happening here is I'm noticing a trend. Mallards is going to staking, right? And that's why the floor is rising up. And what I think is going to happen is that every one of these other projects is going to look at apes. They're going to look at Mallards and be like, oh, staking is what brings up your floor. Let's just partner with somebody, stake, and then now people can earn back these coins, and they think that there's more value to it. However, when the coins keep diminishing in value, there's no value in staking because you'd actually make more money playing the trading game rather than staking it. This is the framework for the argument. That's all. I'm not on either side yet because I like that Chronic is showing like, hey, I'm gaining like 100 ADA a day, which is a ton for passive income. It's the most passive that you could get. So I think that was Chronic. I think you're froze, brother.
Invite my screen. I'm not sharing.
Yeah, you're
sucking bandwidth hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
That's Society. You see Society Tokenomics?
Yeah, kinda. It's a little small. Can you read it out?
I sent it in the private chat.
All right, here you go. It's better.
It's a little small, but you're gonna have to read it out too. Let me see if I could take this message off and make that full screen. There, that's a little better. Okay, so we've got staking rewards.
All right, so there's 700,
pretty much
544.5
million project rewards. Is that what that says?
Yeah, that projector. So like when you make your projector, and like they're gonna like give like content like a value add. No, they're gonna give projectors.
I can't really read the rest of that, but it's
man.
It's in the private chat if you want to pull it up too, just on your screen, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, it's better you doing
that up.
On my screen. Sorry about that,
but that's all good.
You're all good.
I really want to just figure this out, boys.
I like it. I'm not the DeFi guy, and I get you, Seron. You think I should sell? TAL tells me to sell all the time, but I'm not the one on the market all down, you know what I mean? Like for me to do. So I don't do it like that. So I just hold what I believe in, and I obviously take profits and do stuff, but I haven't taken profit on a coin yet, but I do anticipate doing it or taking profits on apes or whatnot,
Okay, so here we go.
Literally, I love that you're making money. And my thing to you, as someone who has been burned from this before, like the minute you said it, I was like, oh, he's making money. That's great. And then the minute you said that you wanted to upgrade your frames, I was like, no. And that's why I got like, yo, don't do that.
Well, I'll
That's
tell
it.
you what,
Sure.
Seron, in a bear market, that might or might not be the best move, but in a bull market, that's yielded you and I a lot of money. If
That's true.
We've had
has.
higher tiers and
It
we've yielded
has.
out a lot of money. So it could be a longer term play. And if he's got a king, he's in it for forever. You know what I mean? I mean, he's in it. So it's really coming up to a project strategy or a investing strategy.
Oh
rather.
yeah. Hey, have you tried to sell a lot of coins at one time? J Crypto makes a good point. You may run into a price impact problem.
Liquidity problem. Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah.
Where you won't be able to sell a lot at one time.
Bought the brother. If you could, and it's not as much. And they got some big whales in there, man. That understand DeFi really well.
Ooh, Chronic flying on a magic carpet because he just rug that dude.
FD makes a good point too.
It's swap traffic in April 2022 it was about 6 million. Now it's dropped down to like 400. What is that? 900. What am I looking at? 973. Yeah, that's crazy.
Seron, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you have 401k?
Do I have a 401k? I have one for my old job.
Not anymore. How much you don't have it anymore? You got out of it?
No, crypto is the 401k.
Gotcha. So that's like where all this is, like, to talk about one NFT project's tokenomics and dig into that. Like, we're talking niche on a niche on a niche on a niche on a niche, like, and we're digging up time talking about it.
The thing is that, like, I see it repeated. Like, Yummy did that thing. Like, Aaron said it, and now it's like everyone's doing it, and I don't trust it. I'm just trying to make everyone aware that this seems scammy. And to believe that random people who are sitting in their house make NFTs and then have everyone's best interest in heart and will never rug and run off into the middle of the night is cool.
That's not the goal. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. The goal is to raise the floor price for sure.
Yeah,
it's
and to expand the community.
Floor price.
It's non-custodial these as well, so you're not locking up anything. Not like that matters to you or anything, Seron, but like, you know, it's not. It's been 3 days. Yummy has a 10 billion supply, right? This is a 700 million. It's not all apples to apples, bro, and it's not all communities are the same. Not all people that hold the project are the same. These dudes are seriously DeFi investors. They taught startups, the 3 founders, supposedly, right? They're not docs, but what they've done and said, they've proven everything. They just I lost the train of thought, man. But they on point, and they've also invested in all 3 blockchains with the NFTs and the coins. So they trying to create something that's not being done on any other platform. Will they succeed? Who knows? The D gods or whatever on Sol. If you have like one, it's generate like 500 or so USD a month, and this kind of is not at that level, but you know, it is happening on other blockchains, bro. It's just like it's not every project, and no one's saying that. Just because all these other projects are taking the method that is winning or like scamming people, as you say, like does not mean I want to run when a coin comes, but not this one. You understand? Pavi, I got shit on. I didn't sell at 23. I still hold Buku Pavi I got for free. I agree with you in most instances, but when the person, the project that finds the use case to constantly, you know, keep that pressure on the supply as well as provide utility outside, whether it be buying whiskey, cigars, taking me to real life things, I can go to, you know, use society to mint other projects or something. That's the difference in their branding. So, dude, the Gutter Cat gang, when I just went, like I had to get to Vegas, but they gave us like $1,200 of utility, and Old Money's giving you unlimited ball and drinks if you owe the 2-cent bill. That's utility right there, bro. So like it's real life community networking. There's more to it than just that. You have to take profits, as everyone said. But guess what? If you can 80, 100x and get into the coin that you love and believe in, 1 is 1 ADA, 1 Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin. If I can multiply my king from 7,500 to 75,000, I didn't do well. Even in a bad market, instead of holding my shit till I'm 65, come on, man. Like, you got to understand how to play the game, and not everyone's going to win. You might hold something that gets rugged, or you might hold something that goes up, ran over. You know?
Chronic, when you got rugged and you were out for a second, I was asking Seron about 401k and see where he stands with it. The point I was getting to with that, and similar to you, is that I think it's semantics, because many times you said, hey, I get this much ADA. you get that much ADA value. His 401k that he got out of, it has so much value, and we have that perceived value of whatever it is until you realize it. Well, once you switch over to USD, that's kind of like our benchmark in the world of speak when we talk about investing, is how much USD value is it? And a lot of us in crypto have just kind of dismissed that, because we know that the USD has lost its true value, its benchmark value, ever since it came off the gold and silver standard. So where we're at with it is truly understanding.
I love this Ken.
Whatever
guy.
you're
I'm talking
doing.
to one of our friends.
I was thinking to myself, I bet you I would get along with you. You ever watch Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah.
So, like, my family hates it when I watch it, because there's a painting and it comes up and they're like, it's worth $750,000, and I'm like screaming at the TV. I'm like, sell it. And they're like, oh no, well, what insurance value should I put on it? And it's like, sell it, buy the house, pay for everything you want in the future. That's the same thing that happens here, right? Once you ramp up, if you mint that 101, great, sell it. You just won the fucking lottery. I'm sorry, I won the effing lottery. I forgot we're on this. But you won the game, right? You got that thing. You got to talk about 2 bills. So that's one of my octos. And no, it's not real, but it's real because I put it in a case. I won the lottery when I got my octo. I minted that for 88. I could sell it right now for 8,000. I'm not going to, because I'm a member of this community and I'm going to keep moving forward with that. But if the day happens that if my investment gets to a certain point that it exceeds my predetermined percentage value, I only have a certain amount that I want to have invested in crypto. I think that, Seron, it feels like when you talk, you speak as if everybody is fully invested in it. Like, oh, you have it, sell it. I know Chronic at least well enough that his entire bags aren't in this. So when he's making that and he's holding it, no, he's not selling it yet. Just like most people aren't selling their 401k. Guess what I did? I quit my job 4 months ago, whatever. And it took 4 months to get out of my 401k, take all of my money, take my percentage hit. I'm going to have a huge income burden this year, but my money's my money now. And I can actually say that that's it. Except that it's in US dollars, so not as much of it anymore. I've divested into a lot of different things. So I love getting outside of the Cardano silo and talking to you guys who are in other spaces. I don't know how much I want to spend on gas to try and get into the Ethereum game. I've got my eyes out for other blockchains as they come out. Yeah, Cardano's 3rd generation. What does that mean? That means there's going to be a 4th generation. Something is going to get better. The things I'm doing with my paintings, that I have them NFT linked, that I have an NFT behind it. If I sell it to you, there's blockchain technology that's showing all the details, all the transactions, that shows proof of ownership. All of that is behind what I'm building. And I hope that somebody else looks at what I'm doing and says, that's a great job. I'm going to do it better. I just won because I helped progress what's happening. So to me, you don't cash out until you need to, until you have to pay bills. But if you really truly win the lottery and you have debt, pay the fucking debt off, period. Then you can say whatever you want. I don't know if any of you guys are in that situation or not, but that changes the language. That changes the conversation.
Yeah, so I think
it helps us bring it down a notch.
When we're investing, it's important. If anyone's in the chat, I think it's worthwhile to say that investing with debt is very, very dangerous. You should be paying off the debt first. Yep. Other than probably mortgage, I would probably say debt first. Even car loans, I would even say pay that off. However, I do want to revisit and come back to this debate between, hey, staking these NFTs and what we get the rewards back on. Personally, what I've seen is when things go live, when these first staking goes live, these coins have the highest value then, and then it starts to trickle off. Chronic, do you see that happening? Is there consistent downward, or is this consistent upward pressure to keep the value of the coin and the NFT high, or would you see this, or would you see it dropping down as far as Society Coin and Ape Society
I mean, I could definitely see it going down in the short term, but I believe in the project. And if I believe in the project like I do, I see the coin on an upward trajectory. That's just it from where it's at now. I can't say anything otherwise. It's just that's my opinion, not financial advice. I don't know. This actually is making money right now, making ADA. It's not like something no chump change. So it is, whether it be right now or in a month it goes down, or a year. I'm going to see if I can realize some of these gains eventually. And if not, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't like, I'm not the biggest DeFi guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. So I'm not defending the coin price, but I believe in what I heard in the team and the, you know, in the 700 million and all the gamification they have, that it is going to create that marketplace and the need for society. I truly believe that.
So
I can't explain it to you right now.
Can I hop in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
And so, I mean, I saw a comment about 10 to 15 minutes ago from Ada Envoy, and he said, don't trust every project, and that you should just pick a few good ones and stick with the ones that you truly believe in. And so, I mean, for example, just us alone on this panel, I mean, Ken's into old money, Chronic's into Ape Society, Aaron's just freaking buying NFTs with cowboy hats on their heads. I mean, it's just important to have your different chips and different things. And since we all have our different opinions, just personally, I would sell the society token just because the ADA is ADA, and then I can convert that into money. Still, if I had the society token, I would have to still convert it into ADA. But I mean, it really just goes back to your personal experiences. Seron's on the other side because he has experienced this, where he's kind of where Chronic is right now. He was like, oh, I have all this stuff. I hope it goes up. I hope I'm able to make more money. But at that time, he was able to take his gains. I mean, my goal personally isn't to just be attached to a piece of art or just a project that I like, because I mean, I believe in certain projects myself, but at the end of the day, it all leads back to making money. And that's my main goal.
Seron brings up, and to Ethan's point, he brings up the Yummy chart, and I'd like to respond to something like this. So this is the Yummy chart as far as staking all time. And you can see here, when staking goes live, end of June, it's at its highest valuation, and you see a trickle down effect. Now, okay, this is a typical bear run analysis or bear run chart. This is what will happen in a bear run. Similar stuff, but not the same. Okay, and not the same teams, not the same at all. And you don't know where this is going to go out. When we zoom out of this in 10 years, in 5 years, yeah, it could be up to the sky. So this is just what Seron is arguing. I'm gonna give Chronic the reply, and then I want to move back to old money. Yeah, when you see this chart, Chronic, what comes to mind? What's your response? And I think I've laid out both cases fairly. I think
my only response is, could you put up society and not Yummy? You know what I mean?
Is society on CMC?
I've also self-directed I self-directed my own 401ks. I took all my, 6 figures thing and did the same thing. I took out a Voya, put in the E-Trade, and done exactly what you did. Now I'm out of my 401ks. I did the same thing. So I've lost, and I should have sold in the micro caps. I was in pink sheet, LTNC. I've turned $100 into $120,000 into $120,000, and I did not realize it. So I understand what the hell you're talking about.
Like when you was younger and you had Xbox people and you talk to them every day. I consider you my Xbox internet friend, bro.
I love it, bro.
I just want you to make your money, bro.
I love it. It's all love, bro. I appreciate it.
And like make these portraits. I just want you to sell it. I just want you to sell it.
That's my biggest problem. I have been realizing stuff, yo. I have been, and but it's just not society, right? It's just that's the top project right now. It's about to take over the Cardano. So
look at that chart a month, 2 months from now, and it's gonna have that down. It's just gonna keep bringing it down.
Can we see it one time and then we done with this?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you could take a look at it.
Up society.
It's only
Just
3 days.
It's not on TMC.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, they've been having the coin. No, the coin's been out for like 5 months, man. That's been.
It's not on TMC, brother. It's not on TMC.
On MinSwap.
I'm on MinSwap right here.
I mean, it's hard to compare the Yummy token and the society token, only because society has been out for a substantially less amount of time compared to Yummy.
Am I using MinSwap right?
No, you just go to they have the chart, man. They've been having it's been out for Ken. How long? It's been out for 5 months. It's
Yeah,
not just
society
3 days
token's been
old,
out a
man.
while. I don't know how long it's been on MinSwap though. That's what I
It's
don't
been
know.
on mid swap for a long time.
There we go. Sorry, I was using it wrong.
I still
Yeah, all
use
right, my bad.
society
Because it
wrong.
ain't
I
no 3 days
cannot find
old.
it.
Okay, Seron, what do you say about this?
What do you say about it, bro? Like,
Where's the mic? Drop the mic.
The
what do you
tokens,
say
the
about
tokens
it?
been
Like,
out,
that's
but
what I'm
when did the
saying. It's
staking start?
3 days ago, and it's the only
There
you
matter.
go,
Look at the floor
exactly.
price. The
Yeah,
floor
that's-
price.
Right here.
Exactly.
Right
So that's exactly what you're seeing.
But
Give
what's
it another month.
Staking right here. Staking right here.
All right.
Exactly.
No,
There
look,
it is.
look.
So it's
Where's it gonna
turn
drop
down.
to? Listen, where is
Look.
it going to drop to?
This
I
is-
got it at 0.035. Again,
You don't
entry point is
understand.
everything,
the
right?
Staking,
Hold on,
the
one at a time,
staking
boys, one at a
is
time.
the problem, which will give it the downward pressure.
Right.
That is the problem.
Hold on,
It's
Seron.
just-
Seron, to Chronic's point, let me just point out like what's happening here. When we're looking at this chart, this is a longer chart than Yummy. Yummy came out, and it looks something like this. Okay, this is what Yummy looked like. Let me just even pull it back further. When you're looking at Yummy as first. There we go. There. Let me just zoom out. Oh, what am I doing?
God, bro.
This is what Yummy looks like. It's at the top and it shrinks down. Okay. But that is Ape Society at the beginning, right? That's Yummy now, Ape Society at the beginning. But when you zoom out to, let's just zoom to the weekly here. Hold on, that's a wick. It's all good. That's a wick. So you see how this came out. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys.
Take your
You're good.
time. I like what you're saying.
There we go. Yeah, right there. So when you see here, this is what Yummy is now. It's dropped. Okay. Ape Society is now starting to build back up here. So you see a small inflection point here. You're seeing higher lows. This is some TA stuff that I hate doing, but it's all good. You're seeing higher lows when you're looking at the Ape Society chart. This is a clear inflection point. So the question is, how can Ape Society sustain this trajectory, breaking these lows, creating support for these lows? And that's in a bear market. It's a tough call, but they're doing it at least for the last 3 days because it came out.
I have a question though. I have a quick coin question chart thing.
Yeah.
So Yummy had started up obviously right at the top. They had that big run right when staking came out, but that also related to like their coin being released right around the same time. The difference that I'm seeing with Society is that it had been out for a while, and so it was plateauing, and then it started to have a build up right as like staking was about to come into effect.
Is
so
correct.
is that what would be the difference between those two then? Because
the
you see that
difference
run
is
up with
time.
staking.
The difference is time. So
Yep.
Yummy
Okay.
came out with their coin and staking at the same time, I think. And Society came out with their coin first, and then months later they came out with their staking to add utility to it. That's what I think is happening.
And they've already
So-
burned like 16, 17 million so far. So like as you're buying the frames, you're burning tokens. So that's putting pressure on it right there. Now, whether or not it's going to keep up, like Seron said, I get all of that. But look, let's check back in a couple weeks. You know,
should.
look at your cabin
agree with
right
you.
now, Aaron, that you
We should.
bought. He bought it for 180. You still own it. Look at the cabin price. You're still winning.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
right.
ADA value. Maybe
So-
not USD, you're even.
What's happening is what we're going to be looking at is the downward pressure from the macroeconomics to push this down, and the upward pressure from the utility from the team to push it up. That's the battle. That is the battle, guys.
Can they beat their own payout system?
No,
That's
the
really
payout
what it is.
system is an upward pressure. The payout system is what incentivizes buying and selling the tokens.
Well, but
Okay.
it incentivizes selling, and that's the problem.
No. They're
Like so, like
payout
some
system-
people will see this, get
With the
tokens,
price going
start
up.
staking, or as what Chronic is doing, they're going to upgrade their frames, and then the
There you go.
payout is more.
There you go.
And if the payout becomes more, it's gonna give it downward pressure.
No,
Because
I
if
think
you
they're going to
when,
have
when people
no,
start
it's-
getting the ADA,
I don't know
Chronic said he's not
specifically.
selling until he
As you're
gets
upgrading, you're upgrading your frames and it's doubling. So, 1,500, 3,000 coins, 6,000 coins, 12. It's burning, right? So, I mean, it started, like you said, it's deflationary in that aspect. I get what you're saying, but I don't. like I said, man, proof's gonna be in the pudding, bro. Like, one of these
Also,
projects
let's
is gonna
table this.
figure it out.
Inflationary burning's not even like a real thing. It's just going to some wallet that they said
Well,
that
it
they don't
is,
have
but
access to.
it is in a burn. It is in a wallet. Like, you're absolutely correct right now. But they're supposedly going to burn it. Like, they said it today on a space. Now I get you, bro.
Boys,
So
let's
yeah,
table this
I'm with you, man.
conversation. We'll table this conversation for a month from now, and we'll come back and we'll see what happened. I think that'll give us a lot more insight into what's going to happen in the future. However, I want to talk old money. I want to talk the future old money. Ken, let's shift gears here for me. What is the future of old money? Is staking involved in the future? Is why should I buy old money? I am buying old money because I'm bought into the ethos of it. Why should I buy old money as far as like the future? What most excites you about the future for it?
You got to answer a question first. How dirty does it feel to do technical analysis on a crypto?
I hate it. Honestly, I hate it, dude, because it's all, I feel personally, it's all a macroeconomic game right now. TA is a fool's errand for astrology. You're going to get me on my soapbox, honestly. Like, I saw that, check this out. I'm going to talk trash on another YouTuber, which I never do, but it's just how I feel. I saw this YouTuber doing technical analysis off of astrology. It's like redundancy on redundancy. It's like you're doing astrology with technical analysis already. So to do technical analysis in a downward pressure where all the Fed has to do is, bro, I'm gonna get old money. I'm gonna put my old money hat on. I swear, dude. I can't.
No, and you need to. That the old money thing. The whole idea is to understand real money. It's an inflationary tail. It's to help. It is an educational process to understand. That's what a lot of the conversation happens. Like, do I want you to buy any assets from old money? No, it's a rug. Don't do it. That was squared away about a month ago when we did our rug.
Yeah,
we got ourselves
that was funny.
What happened there? Just for anyone who doesn't know.
So the guys have been grinding. Our whole team have been grinding for a full year. Everything's been going on and building and growing, and the development, the products and tools that are in old money did not exist, period. Like, we had to build, Hood had to build everything, and we brought people on, and people have grown with us, and like, hey, we have ideas, we have the means of doing things. So I'm going to get into like 73 tangents. So I'm going to pull it back for a second and say, we took a break. And instead of just saying we're taking 2 weeks off, we just rugged the whole project. And if we may be able to do some screen shares or stuff, but got on JPEG Store and put the banners that everything was seized, shut down the website, locked down all of Discord to just like 4 channels, just so that we could, like, the community was there, and continued with the lore. And what had happened was the guys left and they showed up in Mexico, if you will. And that's where our next version, our next iteration is going to roll through. There's going to be another series, another setup. And if you have the 2 bill, that is the OG. That's like the entry level ticket. It's a higher level entry ticket that gets you into everything. So
that's
it's, why do you get into it? Why would you want to? To me, it's the community. It is about meeting and interacting with everybody. One of the coolest little sidebar things that happened was when the Inflationary Times came out, which was one of the first sub releases that happened. If you had any of those before the main collection dropped, you were airdropped 2 bills. So depending on how many you had, you got more bills. And what turned out is, without getting too deep on this, those were all twins. They were duplicates, other than the serial number being different, and everybody got multiples of different ones. What happened over the next few months, and it still hasn't come to full fruition yet, is that if you have twins, there's going to be a reward. That's whether it's a 3D bill. They haven't given us all the details on it. And I'm in the cabinet. Like, I'm not just a community member. I'm about to tell a full joke, but I'm like the press secretary. I've been doing the voice of, and I've been trying to spread the message, because our founders they do their thing, but they don't know how to market. They know how to market. They're fucking geniuses at it. But what they don't know how to do is like get high and speak to other people at the same time. They need to focus on what they're doing. So I stepped up for a little while and I said, hey, I'll be the press secretary. And I started playing the role and communicating the message that needs to go out.
Pataki.
Yeah, no, oh no, it was actually Anderson Cooper is my name. So you can find some. Go to the YouTube site for Old Money. There's a lot of good details, a lot of good information on that as well. Like I said, Old Money runs deep, right?
So is Old Money is? Could you tell me a little bit about like? So a lot of the people in here might be Old Money, but they might not want to dive deep into a 700 ADA. Or even like a 3300 ADA with the Ape Society project. Can you tell me a little bit about the smaller aspects of Old Money that are cheap, rather the cheaper aspects of Old Money?
Yeah, smaller assets.
Some stuff that's
so
cheaper.
The most recent versions of everything that happened was we had a campaign for the new president, and there was campaign material. Those were smaller assets. Those went all the way down to like 8 ADA. When those were handed out, when those were sold for 40 ADA, those were pretty much the only thing that dropped back down to like 40. And then it went down to 15, and it went to 8. And they just sat there. And a few very astute people just bagged up on them. And then as the project grew, more people bought those. And now those are stacked. And it wasn't just because they had those, because they had the cups and the pins and the posters, that allowed them to vote at a higher level for the next person. So we're practicing governance. If your NFT project isn't helping improve the Cardano ecosystem, the blockchain, the decentralization, like all the things that we explore and dig into, to me, I'm out. I want to see advancements that can be used. If Society Token doesn't work out, if the voting and governance in our community, if one of the really coolest tools that Old Money has right now that's in full working order is, instead of a suggestions channel in a Discord, we have the House of MFers, where if you're a connected member, if you have an asset, any asset, you go link up with that. And if you have a suggestion for the Old Money community, you can just simply make that suggestion. Then you can shill that suggestion in the community and say, I want to make it so that, I don't know, we do drops on Tuesday, and everybody in the community votes on doing that. It is absolutely. And now, and today's mint, we've just met another mint today. And the assets that went out today, this is the first time in a year there's been any royalty associated to a product. None of the royalties have ever gone back to the founders, and none of these royalties are going to the founders either. So these new royalties are going into a community pool that we're using the House of MFers for. And if you want some version of alpha for what Old Money is going to do, if you feel like you can contribute to Old Money, you can use the House of this isn't the perfect mechanics. I don't have the right thing, but the general idea is this. You have an idea that's going to advance the system. Hood put up a reward. He wants to have a certain thing done, and he's going to put out 1,000 ADA. If you can solve this problem, here's 1,000 ADA. That product goes to everybody. If you have something that's totally not already there, and you say, hey, I think I could market this really well, there's, let's say, 5,000 ADA in the community pool, you can now put out a bid that says, I'm going to do this for the community for this much ADA, and there you go. And everybody votes for it. Now you go out and you do the deliverable. It's creating our own project catalyst within one project. And if all of these things work, we're building the tools for success in the future.
So let me ask this question for the group here. You said, what is, like, you want to look at projects that help promote the blockchain, Cardano, and even the whole ecosystem of crypto. What is the most valuable thing that a project can attribute or contribute to the Cardano ecosystem right now, as you could see it? What is it that the Cardano ecosystem needs? Or what is it that a project, what's the most valuable thing that it could contribute to the ecosystem? This one's open for anyone and anyone in the chat too. And then, oh shoot, it's run up over an hour. I didn't even notice until there, but we'll close with that question here.
I mean, if you want to start on the top left and just go across, that's cool.
Let's go Ethan first. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
You just switched them.
Yeah, literally. So I mean, just I want to take a step back and take a second. Another thing I really enjoy about Old Money, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, is I believe that they're just like kind of taking a step back and watching all these different projects and seeing what succeeds and what fails. And so that's why they're truly not really rushing anything.
It's not about cherry picking the best ideas and what's out there, but it's seeing what's happening. Everybody's building, everyone's doing things. So yeah, absolutely, we're studying it all. And so many people in the Cardano community are out in other spaces and doing other things. There's Dead Pixel people. There's it's name it. We're in it. Other than OG Bears, we are everywhere, and we're seeing what people are doing. We're pulling it back together, and we're contributing in that way. So yes, and there's a laundry list of stuff to do. So there's only so much that so many people can do at a time.
And if someone wants to join the Discord and find more about Old Money, they could just do that through your Twitter, right? Through the Old Money Twitter.
Old Money Twitter's got a link to it. I can double check that
Okay.
and make sure that happens if it's not. But yeah,
people are asking about it right here, Dopest Crew and stuff like that. So okay, yeah. So what do you guys think? What if we're looking at these projects, longevity, long term, all that kind of stuff, even new project coming out, what's something that they can contribute?
I like the in real life utility. That's what I want to see more of, right? As well, like I just did with GutterCon and the CNFTcon, which we're all about to experience. Then the networking and the real life Web 2 world can come in. You're as good as you're rubbing shoulders with some billionaires this weekend. Seriously, so that's what I look forward to: more in real life utility and more networking. And providing us with ADA as a utility as well, right, Seron? So I can, cash some of that out.
That's a big one, honestly. The IRL utility is big. And speaking of, by the way, I want to extend this invite. I did it on the Freedom 35's channel, but I want to do it here. If anyone's in the chat going to CNFTcon and they want to grab breakfast with me, it's going to be on me. Just come and find me. Just hit me up, even in the panel, right? And obviously, just I'd love to have breakfast with anyone that's some in real utility. I'm not even selling an NFT, so yeah, I think that's good. IRL utility and ADA back. Seron, what do you think? You're pretty bearish on it, except you're looking through Old Money stuff to buy right now. So let me know, what are you looking for as far as longevity, as far as the project goes?
At this point in time, right now, when we're talking about longevity, about NFTs, I don't really see a lot of longevity in any NFT. I mean, I do believe, it sounds so weird, but I believe in like bigger companies like Cornucopia and stuff like that, and like establishments like Clay Nation. But when I see them doing this thing with these coins, bro, like this coin thing that I know is deflationary, and I've seen. Why'd you make that?
You know, Clay got a coin. No, just saying.
Yeah, Clay.
I do know Clay has a coin.
No, bro.
You cool with that?
I would stay clear away from metaverse stuff, dude. What are you talking about, Cornucopia?
Well, I'm saying they're coming out with a whole game metaverse. Like I'm saying,
yeah, but that's years away.
It's an established company, and I think they will make it through this. Is what I'm saying.
Because they got deep pockets, deep liquidity.
Deep pockets, exactly. As opposed to smaller teams of Bourbon and his pals, and it only takes one person to run off with the keys.
No, hold on. No, Bourbon.
Yeah.
Yo, Bourbon ain't doing that. Bourbon's giving out top golf and free.
Deep pockets.
Come on, Seron, but
deep pockets never matches a high freaking expenditure. You got it twisted, bro. You got it twisted.
The minute you have these burn wallets and a random group of people got the keys to this thing, it's only a matter of time. I mean, look at Hakuna Matata.
No.
It means no worries.
I think people learn, bro. He's Hakuna, guys. For anyone who doesn't know, Hakuna Matata is a project that had a bunch of people who had the keys to a particular wallet, the wallet for a coin, Hakuna Matata, and they rugged. Okay, no one's gonna. Let's just assume
bought a coin named Hakuna Matata.
Right. We made a lot of money. We didn't get robbed. We were already out, but we made a lot of money.
You should have sold that coin.
We did.
No worries, bro.
We did. Yeah.
It was called Tata Coin. Thank you very much. The name was.
Need I say more? You're getting Hakuna Matata something better.
We could sell him some tits from Old Money then.
Yeah.
The inflation times. It's the inflation times.
But I'm just saying, like, the minute you get into the burn wallet, these people got keys to a thing that they say no one's ever going to touch and no one has access to. It gets kind of fishy and weird. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Be careful. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Don't invest more than you're willing to lose.
That's right.
Someone said earlier, make sure you don't have like crazy debt and pay your bills. I agree with that as well.
100%.
Yeah, obviously.
All that.
Yeah.
It's tricky because like sometimes people enter into this stuff thinking like, hey, I could make a ton of money. It's really difficult to grind your way up. I think, especially in a bear market, you can't make a ton of money quickly. At least that's not my experience. Like I've tried. It's not my experience right now. Right now, I think we're in a dead cat bounce. So if you bought in the last few weeks, I think you're going to experience some kind of gains, and I think you should sell. I think it's going to be short-lived, and I think we're going to drop it even further, especially after primaries. What do you guys think about that? Oh, dude, Ken, we got to have you back on election day. Oh, November 8th.
Yes, sir.
Are we
November
streaming
8th,
during election day?
November 8th is the election day, and so we got to have you back on at least then. What do you guys think about this rally right now in the crypto markets? Is it good for your guys' coins, for your guys' bags? Should we be selling? Obviously, you guys aren't going to sell your primary
13,000. Here we come. Dang, Jay, you crazy.
I mean, it just depends on the amount of liquidity that you have. I mean, for
time.
newer people trying to get in, they're not really making anything, and it's hard for them to even gather more liquidity. But I mean, for people who've been in the space a little bit longer and they've experienced these different bull runs, and they have the liquidity to be able to buy a whole Bitcoin, for example, and be able to sell it once it goes up $600. I mean, that's the big difference.
Yo, Ty Stu just said next year when they don't need our votes, will show us the pain. I heard someone say that 2 days ago in like one of the things I watch on YouTube, and I was like,
yeah, I agree with
Not
that.
wrong.
100%.
this is the truth. They don't need us after the midterms, bro. For 2 years, they're gonna come full force, bro.
What do you think about that one, Ken? What do you think about that statement, particularly?
The political side of everything, there. We do have a representative that is well represented within the Cardano space. He's a Utah politician going for Congress, so that gets me a little bit hyped about understanding some stuff. I'm from Ohio. I'm not from out in Utah, but I'd love to be able to support further with that. I just think that, I have a totally different point of view on the politics and who's in office. I don't think there's anybody representing us anymore. It's just the wrong position. They just look at it and say, hey, you picked me, so you think that my opinion is right. And I think that is just pervasive throughout the entire system. And there's nobody out there coming back to my neighborhood saying, hey, what was that you wanted me to do for you? It just doesn't exist. And as a leader in the fire service and the military and everything, that's my job, is to help you do a better job. Whatever you need, that's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be follow what we're doing. So I hate to say that I have a hard time with voting anymore. I have a hard time with the current system, even though I wrote the blank check for it years ago, and I continue to fight for what we have and what we can do. I want to go to the question you asked about what can Cardano use more than anything right now, or what's the most important piece. And I think people is where it needs to be. We need to be a receptive place. We need to let people in. We need to help people find a place within it. It's a hard thing to do when you show up. And I was walked into this whole process and said, hey, what can I do? And everyone said, well, can you code? No, I don't know what Haskell is. I don't know what Plutus is. So I didn't even know Scratch at the time. I'm teaching my kids Scratch through FLL and Lego League, but I'm learning it. But what I figured out is that you just need to find a hole and fill it. I really hope you guys stop at my booth. You're going to see some in real life utility that we didn't even get a chance to talk to today. And it honestly might blow your mind on it. Like you haven't seen it yet. I haven't even heard of it on other chains. So I'm hoping that you guys take a moment and look at what I'm doing.
We're there.
But take the lead, like Alessandro. There's a dude that I knew of him second person because of Armada Alliance. And when he built Nami Wallet, that was because they didn't have the right tools. So he said, time out, let me go build that. And he made it so everyone could use it. We didn't have a smart contract platform. Built it. There it is. When those people get invited comfortably into the Cardano ecosystem, and there isn't a three-letter variable that, oh, well, you're ETH, you're Sol, you're F that. You're a human being with skills and a desire to help better the world. This is an entire decentralized world that we're trying to create a parallel system. The shit that we're used to is going to collapse, period. What we fall into is what we build. We have the time right now to do that. Let them have their day in the sun until November. Give us 2 years to build. You build and you succeed right now, flat out winner. period. You cannot lose if you're winning right now. So learn how to do that. You're already here. Take the time to do it. Don't walk away.
Yeah, I like how you highlight the point of what you're building now and contributing to the project. I think Ape Society is doing that. I think Ape Society is like probably toppling the old space. I mean, you mentioned Alessandro, but in my opinion, I think it's toppling the old guard of Space Spuds. Maybe
AF's another dude that just continues to drive on Dead Pixels. There's a dude.
I mean, there's just a ton of good projects out there on Cardano right now. So I'm excited to see it all. Guys, I think that's the show. I mean, I definitely went clear over the hour limit here.
W show.
Yeah, I really liked it. I like the heat. It's all love in here.
It's all
guys,
love, baby.
Thanks for the chat. I know J Crypto Minded right now is dropping like some serious knowledge bombs right now. I'm reading through the chat here. He's like, don't get high off your own supply. He's dropping like really core tenets. Be sure to check those out. The core tenets of crypto, honestly, or investing seriously. But it is a dangerous market right now. Any way you look at it, bear markets. But so get to a investing strategy that you're comfortable with, in a community that you're comfortable with. He's flexing the silver right now.
That's rule number. What is it? Rule number 5 right there.
Rule number 5. I want to highlight 2 particular projects. Old Money, check them out. Ape Society, check them out. I know Chronic isn't the dev or anything, but I guess he's a big Congress and community member there. And I think these are the 2 projects that we were talking about. Thanks so much for joining us on the live stream today. We will see next time you're going to see me and some of these guys, hopefully, is when we're in Las Vegas. So I'm going to be doing some live streams and shorts and all kinds of stuff. Hopefully,
coming up.
Can't wait.
My output. Then.
I won't be there.
We're gonna miss you, Seron. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna miss you.
We'll FaceTime him. We'll FaceTime him.
Ron would be probably gonna be number 1 there. Promise.
Well, I changed my answer. The one thing Cardano needs is Seron.
That's right.
He just needs a W. He just needs a W.
I like the friction. I like the let's get to a better mindset of this whole game. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get that in an echo chamber. You get that when you get metal clashing against each other and sharpening each other like iron. So I think that's the game. I think we could all learn from each other's sides. Anyways, guys, Taistu, until the end, Sanchi, Mike Thomas, all you guys, Curly Knox, Farmer. I mean, Dark. Where's that Dark Flat Earther? I mean, guys.
I'll send you a link to his.
Yeah. Send me a link. And you'll see me. Anyways, guys, thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next stream.
Appreciate it, guys.